My name is Brady Rourke. I'm an academic advisor in the Morgan Academic Support Center for Student Athletes, and I'm specifically assigned to work with and advise the football student athletes at Penn State. And to talk about student athletes and the transition out of sport after graduation and then ultimately into the workforce, what I've seen in my 7 years of experience in the field, both at Penn State and Arizona State, is employers want to hire student athletes mainly because of the experience they have in their sport. Competitive, they have most likely dealt with adversity, they've had to learn perseverance. Being in a team environment, they've had to learn to be a team player, which is so crucial in the business world when you're working with teams. There are headhunter companies across the country who their sole purpose is to hire student athletes for the intangibles that they possess, their character traits. And often there's a company that I work with that's called Athletes to Business, who they come into the career fairs and they find student athletes, and they might help Enterprise Rent-A-Car hire student athletes for their management positions. But they aren't necessarily concerned too much with what the student athlete's major was, but how well they did in the classroom and were able to balance the athletic requirements with the academic requirements, all the pressures of big time athletics. And really, these employers feel like if you can do that, you'll be a successful person in their organization.
And can you please explain your interviewing process with us? Interviewing process was, I think it was a lot different as a student athlete. They a lot of times just asked maybe about the Penn State scandal. They asked about dealing with your time management. So I think being a student athlete definitely separated me from the other candidates probably, and got me a lot of interviews. I had interviews probably like 3 a week for a couple weeks.
As you can see, Penn State student athletes have had a lot of success in the job search due to work ethic, time management skills, and great alumni that want to help other Penn Staters be successful. Reporting for Com 465, I'm Patrick Flanagan.
But again, it's up to the student to seek those opportunities, to have a real good resume that showcases what they've learned on the field or the court and also in the classroom, and that they coupled that into be someone who is employable, that can be coachable when they get into that next phase of their life and into a job.
Awesome. And do you know any statistics about football players getting jobs, more specifically football players, because that's who you work with the most?
Yeah, I don't know like an exact number of guys who leave in their senior class with a degree and then ultimately seek or land employment, but I do know that if you take all the guys, some have an opportunity to play at the next level, which would be the National Football League, and then others seek opportunities through the football network that they've established, and also with Penn State being the largest dues-paying alumni association in the country, we have Penn State alums that contact us all the time, and they ask about guys that are graduating that they want to hire and bring in. Whether it be sales, whether it be education, we have teachers that go out and they want to coach, and you can imagine a high school athletic department that would love to hire a former football student athlete at Penn State to go in and coach and teach at their school. So I think the percentages are pretty good. If you even take that out amongst the 31 teams at Penn State, I think it's very good. I've worked with several student athletes to write them letters of recommendation for law school, for a master's program, so they're going to continue to build upon the education they get here at Penn State.